start attack, this will start your attack, and this will send the 100 requests to your target and see what sticks. Why we are going to use Burp Suite in our penetration testing, and what are the features and what are the benefits and how to use it. This is our main agenda today. So first of all, Burp Suite is a collection of tools. You can say it's a framework that is used by penetration testers, bug bounty hunters, and red teamers as well. So this is basically a proxy mean which intercept between client and server request response model. Now if you are confused about what is a request and response, go ahead, search for this, what are the response and what are the requests. The request is made by client, is having a browser like Firefox or anything, and let's say we are going to search here facebook.com. so we have made a request and the server is giving us a response back, which is this page. This is the response from the Facebook server. So I will not go in depth of this concept because the agenda is today to explain that what is Burp Suite and how we can use this tool for our penetration testing. So first of all, it's not a tool. You can say Burp Suite is a collection of tools. It's a framework which is used by most of the red teamers, penetration tester, or offensive security experts. So this is basically the dashboard tab, and here you can see the interface, and there is running and paused, finished, and live task options, and after that there is a new scan and new live task. But here is a bunch of other tech tools and techniques are embedded in this framework. So we are mostly gonna use these tabs like target, which is the one you use when you browse or navigate to a target, and scope, where you add your scope of the bug bounty program. Let's say here I am going to type the hacker one, and I am going to type a company name Omise. So this particular company has the scope listed at there. So what you have to do, you have to copy the scope and paste it in your target tab. In order to do that, because most of the time we are going to hunt on the target and we don't know that testing this asset is inside the scope or out of so that's why we have to make sure that we are playing inside the scope, because if we test outside of the scope we are not eligible for bounty. So that's why you have to do what is the first thing you have to copy the scope and paste it here one by one. And here it is saying that what is your scope. So I am going to give the Omise https and slash Omise, and yes, now it will see the request and responses of only Omise.com. Other than it will not consider. Like we have navigate to the facebook.com, and we can navigate to the many websites for the purpose of testing a particular website. But here is the thing that we are mentioning, that we are caring about these assets which are in scope. So first you have to do add, and after that paste this and click OK. List all of your assets which are in scope in the targets tab, and you will become able to test all of the in scope assets of your target, so that you make sure that you didn't test outside of your target. So this is the plus point of the target tab. And after that, here you can see the sitemap. The sitemap is basically the map of your target when you are navigating through your browser. Let's say I'm going to open this open.ooo, and here you can see this payment, and I am going to click on the sign in, and these all are being captured by Burp Suite. If we make sure that this extension is on the Burp option, which will proxy our traffic. Up until now we are not proxying our traffic, but after clicking on this little icon on the Burp, if you don't know how to set up this proxy, how to set up this Burp Suite Pro, I have already made videos regarding this. Each and every step has been cleared at there, so make sure to check out my videos at there. So this is basically the interface. Let's say we are going to test our target. So what we are going to do, we are going to see that is that capturing our traffic or not. Click on the re-enable, and here you can see that our dashboard.omise.com and dashboard.2omise.com, you can say that these are appearing, but what you are seeing that there are certain type of other useless requests which are detect portal.firefox and found Google's APIs, and these are out of scope. These are not the assets we are going to test. What we are going to do, we just have to click on this little bar, and after clicking it there, so you will become able to see that you have to specify your filter options. Let's say we are seeing that filter by request type and show only in scope items. The in scope items that we have given in the target tabs, it will care about these assets, other than that assets will be filtered. So now you can see that these are our only targets, request and responses that BurpSuite has proxied or care about when we are navigating through this target interface. So for the purpose of this video is that I have to make you go through of this tool and make you comfortable with this tool so that you can use it for your bug bounty targets, as I have going through my this original target where I mainly hunt. So that's why I thought that I should make a video regarding this, that how we can use the Burp Suite. So now you can see that these are the requests. You can click on this little icon and you will, if you see that like this, the sessions option may be interesting for us in order to test that. So what we are going to do, we just have to specify a color. After that, navigating, we are going to revise or review that, so we have to color in that option. We can again see these. So now I'm going to click on the right click on this request, and this is the request and this is the response. You can see it clearly. If you want to see that how it is going to be rendered as in the browser, so you just have to click on the render view. So this will gives the browser view for you to, in order to see that how your request and response looking in the browser. This was a 302 redirect, which is making a redirect to our dashboard. So that's why it is saying that you are being redirected. If you visit this inside your browser, let's say we are going to see this particular request inside our browser, so this will make us redirect for sure, but we are going to see that how it looks like. So make sure to right click on this request, and after that here you will see a lot of options. Send to intruder, we will talk about all of these, proxy, intruder, repeater, decoder and extender. These are the few options which are necessary to explore if you are a bug bounty hunter in specifically, or a penetration tester. The others are somehow useful or somehow not, it depends on case by cases. We will make a broader video on the other, like comparer, logger. These are not mostly used features, so that's why I will not cover these things, useless things there that are not handy when you are testing. So the target, proxy, intruder, repeater and the decoder is our today's topic. So here you can see that the send to intruder, and after that you can see that the send to the repeater and send to the sequencer, send to the comparer and send to the decoder. These are all options, but we are going to see that show response in the browser. What is the response? This is the response, how it looks like inside our browser, which is our Firefox in this case. So this request is made by the client side, this is a client side request made by our browser, and this is the response from the server. So now we are going to see that how this response looks like. We are going to click here, show response in browser, and copy this request, and here we are going to see and pasting at the request which we have copied. Make sure that this option is on, so here it has redirected us directly to our test and dashboard version. Why is that happening? Because it is basically a 302 response. 302 means redirect to this particular endpoint. Location is that HTTPS dashboard and my. So these are the things which we are cared about. So now we are going to explore further the app, how we can test and how we can test for more vulnerabilities. Now I am going to click on the go to dashboard URL. Here you will see that there is a running of other requests in my targets option, and we will care about all of these because we are going to test this app. So inside the setting, click each and every button, and after that analyze the request responses in the burp and see which request look cool or look fancy to you so that you can test it. Now I am going to make this bigger amount and click OK. This is the feature of the app. Now I want to take a full overview or look of our the app inside our burp. That's why I'm clicking some features of the app. So these are all the requests. You can see that the account and retest is also interesting, so I'm going to highlight this so that we can move further back, or if you found this request, if you want to test it further, just right click on this and click send it to the repeater, or the shortcut key is Control R. If you send this to the repeater, here you can see that there is a very little clean interface of the burp where you can send the request and the the response is given by the server of omise.com. So this is as simple as that. Now you can modify this, like I am going to increase this max edge cache. So if something is look anomalous or sensitive, this will change the behavior of this request, and you can keep eye on these headers. If you don't know what are these headers, don't worry about them, just play around with the burp and request responses, and you can add your custom headers at there. Let's say x forwarded host. This is mostly used by breaking the stuff, bypassing the rate limit or OTP bypass. That's why I'm using it. Let's say if it is changing any behavior, no it doesn't. So these are the types of request responses you will analyze in your request and response in your repeater tab. So repeater tab mean you want to send a request again and again to a particular server in order to test this for vulnerability. So after that we will move back to the targets option. Now here you can see that /charges and /live and password edit, which may be an interesting one for us. So send it to the repeater, and here we will again send the request. Here you can see that it redirects us to somewhere like dashboard.omise.com/signin. So I hope you got it. If you want to follow this redirection, you just have to click on the follow redirect. This will follow the redirect and give you a page which is sent by the response towards the client from the server. So what we are going to do, if you want to see that how this request is rendered inside the browser, you just to click on the render, and here you can see that this is the interface of the browser. There's a complete view of the browser, you can see that. So this is the benefit of the BurpSuite repeater tab. I hope you guys got it. If you want to make something in code, let's say I am going to encode this this specific /123, and I want to encode this and send it to the request. So what I'm going to do, I just have to select this, and after that click on the convert selection and URL decode or your encode or all characters. There's a shortcut key to encode any of your request feature. So you just have to hit Ctrl U. This will encode this for you. And if you want to decode something, let's say this is in the form of the URL encoded, copy this. Now you want to decode this, so you have to move to the decoder, and after that moving to the decoder, paste it here and click at the decode option. Here it will brings the option for you, which is base64 HTML URL. Let's say we have encoded on the form of URL. Here you can see the decoded form of the thing. Let's say we want to encode this specific thing in the base64 encoding. So you have to click on the encode as and click on the base64, and here you can see that this is base64 encoded. If you want to decode this specific, so you just have to click on the decode and click on the base64. You will found that this is now URL encoded. If you want to decode this URL encoded thing, so you just have to make sure that click on decode and URL, and this will make clear everything. So I hope you got the point. What we are gonna do, we will decode our payloads. Let's say img src equals x, one error, and equals alert, and this is mostly we are going to encode these types of things in order to give them in the request or somewhere in a way that it gives us the response which execute JavaScript and somehow. So that's why we mostly encode these kind of things, so in order to check how the server is behaving to the requests which are being encoded base64. Let's say if we are going to send it as it is, it will saying that the request is 404 not found on the server. So these are the things you can test in your target. Here you can see that the GraphQL endpoints, and there's a bunch of other things, so you can test it. So I hope this makes clear to you that how you can use your repeater tab in order to test this. And this is now you can see that the post request, and this is from the GraphQL endpoint, and here is a GraphQL query which is being made, and you can use this encoded payload inside a GraphQL query, which may bring something fruitful for you. So let's say we are going to specify this at here and click on the send, and here you can see that this is saying that 400 bad request. It detects the characters and it has blocked our request and saying that syntax error, expected name found, this and this, GraphQL parser failed. This is a wrong GraphQL syntax, that's why it's sending us a bad request response. So now we are going to move further in order to see that how we can use the other tabs, which is Intruder, which is besides of the Proxy tab. This is the Intruder. So now we are going to use send a request to the Intruder so that we can play with that request in order to see how it performs. Let's say we are going to see this particular Facebook's request, and now we are going to send it to the Intruder in order to test it there. Intruder is basically a tab, or you can see a tool which automate things for you, which automates fuzzing for you. You don't need any fuzzer like puff or any other thing. If you know that how you can use it carefully, if you are used to this Intruder tab, you will enjoy this. Like this, here you can see Ajax web storage and process key and state is being rendered inside the. So Intruder tab is basically a thing which makes things automate for you. That's why let's say we are going to fuzz this particular state parameter, and now we are going to select this 0 and click add button. What this add button will do, this will specify a particular endpoint or particular thing, and it will fuzz for only the thing and send the request again and again and give you the result to see what sticks and what's not. Let's say we are going to fuzz at that state parameter. In order to perform this, we are going to use payload section. At there you will specify a payload list if you have any payload list. Let's say I am going to move this Orwa Godfather GitHub, and here are some of the coolest word list available at there. That's why I'm moving to this. So you just have to copy these word list and paste it here in order to test them. In this specific case, like you can see that sql.txt, these are amazing lists which are updated on the daily basis, and these fetch you good result if you test on your website. This is a little tip giving to you. So let's say we are going to target this parameter, which is a number. Now we are going to select numbers. Like in this payload tab, we are not going to select the payload simple list. We are going to type select this numbers option, and here it brings the number from and to and how many steps it should be done. So what we are going to do, we are going to select the option sequential, and after that it will start from the 0. And what we are going to do, we are going to test it for the 100 requests, and step you should to always enter the 1, and after that click on their URL encode these characters. If you make this enable, this will automatically enable the URL encodation of these characters, which may be used in your request at somewhere at there, like you can see at there. So now we are going to remove this. We don't need that. So start attack, this will start your attack, and this will send the 100 requests to your target and see what sticks. Let's say we are interested in this response length, so you just have to click it there, and after that you can analyze the response. What's the response from the browser? In this case it's not specific, not as any specific thing here. It is saying that we didn't found what you have requested. So this is the basics usage of the Burp Intruder tab. I hope this makes clear. And if any of these requests makes curious about to test further, what you are going to do, right click on there, send it to the repeater, go to the repeater option and send it the request and see the response. If you want to make any change, let's say I'm going to remove this completely, and after removing this, what I am going to do, send the request, and here is the response for you. So in that way you can test a bunch of things in the on the Burp Suite. So after that I hope this makes clear to you, and there is one demo which I want to show you, that how you can test for SQLi. Let's say here is the HackerOne request, which is a GraphQL request. Now we are going to test it for the SQLize. So this is a GraphQL request. We are going to test it for the SQLize. I have sent it to the repeater, and there you can see that there is a GraphQL endpoint, and these are the queries. Now we are going to test, let's say for example, this particular operation name, is that vulnerable to the SQL injection or not. What we are going to do, we just have to right click on this and send it to the intruder, and here you can see that our request has been came. Make it clear. This will clear for your default selected values, and after that we just have to specify which parameters or which endpoints we want to test. So let's say we are going to test this app query, and select this and click on the add. This will add to dollar sign, means this particular endpoint is going, this particular thing which we have selected is going to be tested. If you are giving me any specific type of payloads or whatever you want. So now what I am going to do, I am going to remove this previous attack which has done, and discard this, and after that I am going to copy this sql.txt file from the ORWAS Godfather list and click here copy, or you can click on the raw option. This will also bring the all of the payloads in the raw. Click on the Control A and Control C will copy these things for you, and here you can see the paste option. Click on this and this will paste all of the payloads. There is almost a efficient payload list of 287. Now we are going to test this particular app query for all of the against all of these queries, see what sticks for us. So this will make the request, and if we see here anything which that is different from the other request, this means that there is something suspicious. You just have to check and see what's going behind the case. So here you can see that there is a 400 bad request, a query which made server gives this response. The query is this. Now we didn't know that what the query mean to us. Copy this and go to the decoder tab, and here paste it, and after that decode it as URL decode. So here you can see the or and 1 equals 1 dash dash is an SQL command which is being used in that request, in that particular request. So that's why a response from the GraphQL server saying that this is a bad request. The other request which is going very well and there doesn't seem anything suspicious, again 400 bad request. And if you want to test it further manually, you just have to right click on this and send it to the repeater. Here you will play for particular request which is having this SQL injection payload. Send it to the repeater and play with this request if you want. There you can see that the session, it is saying that this, and the type name is session, and here it is saying something that is revealing some sort of session, but I think it doesn't anything suspicious for us. That's why I am going to leave this. So you can test in that way your targets for bugs and get bounties from. So my main agenda is to teach you that how you can use the BurpSuite Pro, or this is same version, same thing if you have found in the community version as well. And in that way, if you are going to see another request, then just send it to the repeater, hit send, and it will saying that okay, and this is giving an ID with the session type session. Let's say we are going to type this session at here, specify it somewhere at there and see how it goes. It's basically not a query like that we are thinking about. It will be there for some reason. Now we are going to hit enter, and it is saying it's a bad request. No, there's nothing suspicious. So this is the decoder tab, and here is the last thing, which is extender. At the extender you can install the BurpSuite plugins and many things. This is the extension tab, so navigate to the B app store. This is like the play store of the BurpSuite framework, where you can install all of the tools. Like you want to install the 403 bypasser, and if you haven't installed yet, so you just have to click on the install. This will install this, and after that you can see that there appears the 403 bypasser, which is having these list of custom query payloads and header payloads, which is X forwarded header and these kind of things. You can play with this as well. I am going to leave this on to you. So you can install bunch of other extensions which you found or which you will see the community posts for you for the tip. The 403 was one that I have installed for you. Here also the CSRF scanner you can also install for this, which comes handy, and CSP bypasser you can also install for this. And there's a other bunch of tools. If you hit install this, these will appear at there, and you can explore the further and read all of these UI features, and you will know that how to use that and why these are important. So I hope this brief interview or brief session on the how to use Burp Suite for penetration tester, hackers and bug bounty hunters makes clear something specific. I have seen a lot of videos which are explaining some sort of things, these juice shops or somewhere else. I thought that I will make a video and test real cases or real bug bounty programs to show you the actual potential of the Burp Suite. That's why I thought I should make that video. So I hope this makes clear to you and you have enjoyed this video, and make sure to check out my other videos on related to the Burp, how to install if you haven't installed yet. And I have also create videos regarding the content of the bug bounty hunting, penetration testing. Make sure to subscribe or visit my YouTube channel, and haven't followed that yet, so make sure to go here, WebWonders, and here you will find a bunch of other tips and tricks I will share that I will learn in my journey. And if you don't know about me, check out this video. Here I have explained that who am I and what I do and all of the stuffs, and there is a lot of bunch of things. And if you haven't set up your Kali Linux environment for hacking, go check out this video. If you haven't checked out SRF to RC, how to escalate an SRF into an RC, this video is for you. If you haven't checked out the Facebook bugs, and this is the Burp Pro install Kali for free inside the Kali Linux system, and how to set up proxy like this little feature for your Burp. That's why I have set it at there. This video is at there, and same thing and other like course misconfiguration. Here you can see that I am finding bugs using the Burp Suite, and here I have already found some of the bugs. So you just have to check out my channel. If you found this video valuable, make sure to spread it to your friends.